to do a Wheel of Time video all about Loial and the Ogier and the actor who will be playing Loial in the Wheel of Time TV show, Hammed Animashaun. For those of you who follow my other character profile videos, you'll know I did do another one partially on Loial and Hammed, but I didn't feel it gave either one of them enough focus, and so I wanted to do another one, especially as I have since had the opportunity to see more of Hammed's acting, and I really wanted to talk about that. So like my other character and casting videos, this one is going to be spoiler-free, so it is safe for readers and viewers new to the series. Ogier are a long-lived race of intelligent non-human beings. They are sometimes also called Atlantan or Tree Brothers, but most people in the world of the Wheel of Time probably consider them to be legends only, simply because they've never encountered them. If one happens to live in one of the old major cities, they may have occasionally encountered Ogier there to do stonework, and if so, they would be treated with great respect. Humans who are familiar with Ogier may revere them for their beautiful organic stonemasonry, but Ogier themselves consider that to be a minor talent. Still fewer humans may occasionally trade with Ogier by traveling to the lands where they live, which are called steading. Ogier largely keep quietly to themselves within the steading, which are a kind of haven that provide a sense of peace to those who enter it. Most uniquely, though, it is impossible to sense or use the source of magic in the world called the One Power from within a steading. So channelers who are able to use the One Power would feel extremely uncomfortable there. Ogier, on the other hand, are really only at home in the steading, and if they are outside of one for long enough, they will start to develop what they call the longing, which will either drive them back to a steading or eventually kill them if they are unable to return to one soon enough. In the main continent of the world, there are 41 populated steadings scattered throughout the lands of humans. Other steading have been abandoned. For a time, thousands of years before, all of the steading had been lost, and not all of them were rediscovered. This occurred during a period of time called the Breaking, which involved catastrophic upheaval and a literal changing of the geography of the land. The extended period of time where Ogier were unable to find and return to a steading originally led to the longing, which now keeps them from wandering for long. To help them with the longing, Ogier built groves following the Breaking to remind them of the steading. Groves are groups of enormous trees the Ogier built with their gift of the songs of growing. This gift had been common in the age of legends which came before the Breaking, but in the current age, the Third Age, it is now a very rare talent they call tree singing. Tree singing is revered among Third Age Ogier, and it's used to make valuable items of sung wood without damaging the trees.
Once the Ogier found the steading again, they offered its safety to the very male channelers who had caused the Breaking in their madness. Within the steading, the men would be unable to sense or use the male half of the One Power, which had been tainted by the Dark One's touch and was now causing their madness and the destruction of the world. Most of these channelers could not long stand being unable to touch the One Power, and eventually left the steading, but gave to the Ogier in gift of thanks objects they made with the One Power and instructions on how to use them to build something called the Ways. By planting a talisman of growing outside of a steading and using tree singing, the Ogier built waygates, and by entering a waygate, they could travel strange paths to other waygates, and far more quickly than they could by land. Unfortunately, because the male half of the power had been used in their making, the ways gradually fell into darkness and corruption, and became haunted by something no one really understands, called Machin Shin, or the Black Wind, which can steal your sanity or even your soul. Ogier now refused to enter the Ways.
In appearance, male Ogier might range from about 8 to 10 feet tall, with women only a little shorter. They all have broad noses and mouths, large eyes, and long eyebrows. They also have long, tufted, and expressive ears, though it is considered kind of inappropriate to speak of them. Ogier are known for their slow, rational thought and discourse and a peaceful nature. They're said to be slow to anger. That said, look out if you should ever happen to push one far enough to make them angry. The first Ogier we meet is called Loial, son of Arendt, son of Holland, and at about 90 years old, he is considered too young to be outside of a steading alone. The fact that he left his steading without permission, and that he did so because of a deep longing to see the world he had only read about in stories, makes him very unusual for an Ogier. But like many Ogier, he loves books and is extremely well-read and knowledgeable. He is long-winded when he speaks and considers humans to be hasty, though he himself is considered to be quite rash for an Ogier. He loves trees and is horrified by the destruction of living things, and he has the now rare ability of tree singing. Loial is gentle, modest, patient, and tolerant. A young British actor named Hammed Animashaun has been cast in the role of Loial. As I've talked about before, he's had some roles in film and television, but he also has had a great deal of experience in the National Theatre of the UK. I was very excited about this because I personally love theater actors for their physicality and expression, which I thought was particularly an asset for Loial. I also had been very encouraged by what Rafe Judkins, the showrunner, had to say about Hammed when his casting was first announced.
Loyal's always been a character I was excited/terrified about because of how perfect the actor has to be to pull off what's required. Hammed is so good that when his first audition came through, every single producer on the show emailed back within 5 minutes that he was the one. I mean, you really can't get any better than that. Well, since then, I was able to watch the filmed production of A Midsummer Night's Dream, where Hammed starred as Bottom, and I'm really excited to talk about his performance. Hammed honestly stole the show from beginning to end. You could tell that he was an audience favorite, and I say that even though Gwendolyn Christie headlined as Titania, and I absolutely adore her. Hammed was hilariously funny, wonderfully physical, and managed to bring a sweet, down-to-earth exuberance to a part that could tend towards cocky foolishness in the wrong hands. Even though his energy as Bottom was quick, where Loial's is slow, I could see how the zest that Hammed brought to the part would translate beautifully to the wonder and excitement Loial has for exploring the world and talking about the endless subjects he is knowledgeable on. I also got the sense that despite Hammed's confidence on stage, his choices for the part ran towards a gentle sweetness of temper rather than towards arrogance, and that is a great fit for Loial. I also felt more strongly than ever that his gifts of physical expression will be very valuable in developing a non-human character.
In short, I can't wait to see what he does with a character that I love and that should be another audience favorite. If you don't yet know and love Loial, let me just say that if you do check out The Wheel of Time, I think you're not going to be able to help loving him. And if you already want to give Loial a huge hug, then I think we can be confident that Hammed Animashaun is going to bring that to life beautifully. Please check out my other spoiler-free character and casting videos in this series and subscribe for more Wheel of Time content. See you next time.